The Chairman's Award is really a special opportunity to recognize the people and the spaces that truly stand for the values of the Calgary Stampede. Our pride of place, commitment to community, and above all is our Western hospitality. And this year's opportunity to recognize the families that have been with us since 1912 truly means a lot to me.
I loved going to Stampede. Stampede was my favorite time of year. It's not just a 10-day thing, it's a family thing, and you hear often that people pass it down from generation to generation.
Even though I've been dancing fancy shawl and jingle since I was a kid, it was the rodeo part that brought me to Stampede.
Growing up at the Indian Village was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work too.
I definitely attribute the Calgary Stampede to opening me up to new and different possibilities. Being the Calgary Stampede Indian Princess, it really opened me up and it opened a lot of doors up for me.
Coming back every year, catching up with people that you don't necessarily see, I really had a sense of home in the village. It's always been important, and there's a picture of our family's tipi, the buffalo hoof design, and it's at one of the first camps at the Stampede, so we've been here since 1912.
Back then it was about a 3-day trip, and they were coming on horses with their travois and wagons, and you know, they had all their stuff with them, all their beadwork and all their outfits. It's hard work, you know, having this responsibility as a tipi holder. We're trying to bring forward that legacy that our ancestors left before us.
Guy Wiedek wanted the First Nations represented at the Stampede because he believed that you couldn't celebrate this great history of Western heritage without acknowledging the people of the land who were here initially.
He fought for those tribes to be here at the first Stampede, and what a lot of people don't realize is when he did fight for that, it was illegal for us to wear our regalia, speak our traditional language, and to perform our ceremonies. And we're 5 totally different tribes. So for getting us all together just to celebrate who we were meant a lot.
It's always been a safe space for us, and it's always been somewhere where we could practice our traditions, our dancing, our languages, and know that people would be there to appreciate it.
That philosophy really carried through into why the village is the way that it is and why we're here in this partnership with the Stampede.
Even after 106 years, that we keep these traditions alive. The tipi owners passing down the knowledge from one generation to another.
To see those young kids getting to be who they are and being modern Indigenous kids, dancing in the powwow, then going to the midway, it makes my heart feel really good because those are some of the best times I had here.
I've learned a lot about myself, and I'm still continuing to learn a lot about my own culture just from my experiences.
We have a beautiful culture, beautiful languages. I think it's something that we should be proud of and we should be teaching to everybody if we can.
For my year, what I really wanted to do was to honor that feeling that I get being at the Stampede, that I get when I dance or when I talk to people who don't know about our culture, and to really promote that, but also to make room for other conversations.
I find that it's a really big role for the First Nations princess because she's representing all 5 tribes of Treaty 7. It's something that plays an important role for Stampede, just keeping that relationship with the tipi owners because they're very wise with what they do, with what they know, and passing down those traditions.
I had a small part in a long history, and I think that when I'm an old lady, when I'm a gipitaki and I'm sitting there with my grandchildren, that I could tell them that story and they'll ask me, you know, what was that like? And I'll be like, it was the greatest time in my life.
Elbow River Camp is really about a partnership that started 106 years ago between the Indigenous peoples of southern Alberta and the Calgary Stampede. That relationship has flourished over the years with participation in rodeo, participation in community events, youth education, and that partnership becomes stronger each and every year.